Hi y'all, it's Michelle, the Southern Shell, and I am here with the continuing video on the journal, and we are creating our signatures today to go inside our book. Now we have our cover that we did. Here it is, lays flat nicely. Now it is 8 inches high, and each cover is 5 3/4. So when you're doing your signatures, you want to make sure that your papers are 7 1/2, so they fit inside, and of course like 5 1/2 wide, so it'd be 11, which is perfect because these are 8 1/2 by 11 sheets of paper. So I've trimmed them down so that it is 7 1/2 instead of 8 1/2, and that way I'll get these sewn up. And I've got a couple different things to show you here. You see I've got those holes there, and I wanted to share with you that you can do it by using a template. You can create a template, and this is an 8 by 4, so I created an 8 by 4 so I can sit it in there and then go up and down, and there should be like a 1/2 inch on each side. You can do that. Another way you can do this is you can use a guide. This is a guide by Memory Keepers. We are Memory Keepers. I've not used this, so I thought I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot and see if I can add just a few more of those holes in there. Now this comes with the guide. It comes with some needles. It comes with the awl. And this actually comes with some thread, so I've never used it before, and I'm fairly new to journal making anyway. I made photo albums, which is the way I made them is very similar. But so let's just go ahead and get this in here, and it's already folded and into place. And then this sits right on top. So that's right on in that groove. That sits on top. These screw back down in. And then you want to make sure it's down there nice and even. I'll turn it this way so I can see just a little bit better. Now I want to, let's go ahead and just do every other black circle in the center. So 1 and down, and 1 and down, 1 and down, 1 and down. And then that leaves us with a little bit left at the bottom here. So we'll leave that alone. And let's go ahead and get this one stitched up before we move on. Now I am going to use my golden yellow here. So 1, 2, I do about 3 lengths. Now it came with 2 needles, but I am going to go ahead and just pull out one of my own. Actually, this I think is the one that came with it. So we're just going to go ahead and get that threaded through there. I find it helpful to actually have them held together, not loose. So let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Over there. And back up through the next one. I want to make sure I have enough to tie off when I come back. Now I'm just going back the opposite direction and using those same holes that I used all the way down. And so this is giving me a running stitch all up through the spine of my little signature here. And so now I'm going to go ahead and tie this. It gives us our first signature. So let's go ahead and do that again. Make sure they're trimmed down height-wise to what you need. Make sure that they're going to stay right in that crease for me. And I did every other center black ring. In and out, just a straight basic stitch. Now I had the other holes there from when I went ahead and just used a template, but I thought I would go ahead and give this a try, and I hope it's not too confusing because the other holes are there. So I do apologize if they are, but I really wanted to go ahead and give this a shot and just do a longer running stitch. Ooh. Down. And back the other direction, going through the same holes that you used on the journey down. Nice and snug. One more for good measure. Trim that on off. So there's number 2. I'm going to go ahead and get my other 2 done, and I will be back. Okay, so because I want the center signature to be able to close because I'm going to have my extra goodies and doodahs in there. I went ahead and I cut down an 8.5 by 11 60-pound card. I took 2 sheets, cut it down to 7.5 by 5 and 5.5. And so this, I'm going to choose some. I'm going to open this up so I can see it real well. And I have some beautiful ribbons here that I'm going to go ahead and choose to wrap these with. So let's see here. We have, oh, that pretty brown. We have some really pretty green. We have some of this pretty rose and this pink. You can see this is my scrapbook cabin shop. Beautiful, beautiful, good, just quality. I'm going to use the green, and I'm probably use the pink on another one. So what I want to do is I want to choose which cover. What do I want to go over this? Of course, I love the butterfly, the album. I don't think I want that as a front, so I can use this one, this one. I can do the green underneath and get some green out of here. And I want it to be able to tie closed. So I'm going to just do 1.5 on each of those. I'm going to put a little of my glue here so it does not fray. And I do that when I cut it so I don't have to worry about the other end. And I'm just going to do 2 of them. Now I'm going to use some Scoretape, and this is just going to help my ribbon stay down. Wasn't that a beautiful straight line? Oh my goodness. I'm just going to mark where I have it tore off at the top. And that's a horrible, horrible line. My goodness. Let's move on. I am going to make this work. I'm going to find the center of my ribbon, and that's going to go in and on. And we make it work, guys. They're just happy accidents that we make into beautiful creations. There's that. There's that. Isn't that just beautiful? But it gives us plenty there. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim that and help that to lay flat. And help this part to lay flat. That was a first. My goodness, was that just hilarious. Okay, you make it work. You do hopefully not the same on this side. But let's see what we can do. Oh, so let's see if I can hopefully get this on there straight. That's better. I want to see where it's ending and hopefully get that on there straight. Hey, 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 not too shabby there. Get that to lay straight down. Pull it on over. There we go. Now that will give me the basis of our inside piece. Now what I'm going to do is, instead of wrapping this around, which is going to create more, I'm going to go ahead and trim this in half. Okay, so in order to create the reinforcements around the edge of our cover and our signatures that are holding our goodies, this is my 12 by 12 scoreboard, and this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of thin card. It's probably around 60 pounds. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to score it at 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Oops, my finger in the way there. 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. And you see what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to continue to go on up 1 inch apart. And then I'm going to end on 10.5. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my guillotine and I'm going to now cut these at every inch. So this is 11 inches, so I'm going to go 10 and 9. And you guys know how to count backwards. And you can see here now I have an inch piece that is scored down the middle that I'm going to put some score tape on both sides and reinforce there. So let's move that. And I'm going to come in with some score tape. I think what I'm going to do is I have a thinner Craft Perfect. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use that. And so it's real easy. I put my hand through, pull it on out. So I have my tape and I'm going to put it right up against the corner and I'm going to draw it on down to the end of the other corner. I'm going to pull that on up. Let's just lay that on there. It really is simple. You don't have to be smarter than Yogi Bear. How about that? So if you have a right and wrong side of your card that you're using as a reinforcement, you want to make sure that you're putting your tape on the wrong side so that your right side will be showing on the outside there. And you want to make sure that when you're scoring that you're going to be able to fold it so that the right side is on the outside of your mountain. So we have mountains and valleys when we use our scoreboard. I will show you that here. Let me just go ahead and I'm just going to finish this last one here. You know, I can do them all, but right now this is all I'm going to do. I'm going to come on in and I'm just going to press that right on down into that card. Okay, so we have our pieces that we've cut and we've lined with our score tape. Now we have our score lines and we're just going to go ahead and kind of work those up and make sure that they get folded right along that score line, and then we're going to reinforce it. Now this is how I did the cover This is how I did some of the other signatures that are inside the book that are holding some of the ephemera pieces. So we're going to just fold it and reinforce. The only difference is these are going to be just on the front edge, and the others were placed down and then the paper's over, and I'll show that. So we are going to take this and we are going to measure it at 7.5 inches because our signatures are 7.5 inches. So let's go ahead and just mark that. Just mark this one since we've got it out. I have it on the front and the back. So we're going to just trim that off. Trim that off. We are now going to, from the bottom, there's the open, from the bottom closed in, we're just going to put our scissors on the corner, aim it in just a hair and snip. Bottom corner, snip. So when you open it, you have a little point on both ends. Let's do it again. When you have your card, you're going to open it. You have your open side. This is a valley. This is a mountain. So from the mountaintop to the valley, you're going to just angle it in just a hair on both sides and snip it off. That way you're not trimming any extras off after you've got it on your book. So here we have our signature. I'm going to open that up. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to pull my adhesive backing off. I'm going to take my art glitter glue and I'm going to just put some over that sticky part. Now this tape is strong enough. I don't need to add glue, but I am not quick enough or accurate enough to get this on there and not have to worry about it wiggling. So I am going to take and aim my little corner here up on the very tip of my signature front page, and I'm going to bring it on down so it is at the tip of the other side too. I'm going to make sure that the score line is on the outside so I can fold that on up and roll it around. Now I can take that tape adhesive cover off. I don't need the glue on that side because it is down, and fold it, and we are good to go. So there is that one. Once again, let's go ahead and do the back side. I'm going to pull one piece off. I have my glue. I'm going to put glue over the adhesive so that I can maneuver it around just a little bit. This glue dries very fast, so it does not matter. Let's line it up. Line it up. Fold it over. And it is down. And there we have it. These signatures are the ones that I put them on underneath. See, and I placed the package of the colored paper on top. Same here. And the video is coming out to these. So these are the signatures, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed this process so far on how to create the signatures for your journal. I'm very pleased with the way this is turning out. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will consider doing so now by hitting that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification if you want to know when I'm uploading a new video. As always, guys, stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.